20 हथियारबंद लोग, कोई वारंट नहीं, कोई पहचान पत्र नहीं। एक आलीशान जिंदगी जीने वाली युवती अचानक से खुद को कैद में पाती है। कैद जो सवाल खड़े करती है कि युगांडा पुलिस के रवैये पर और कानून के चेहरे पर लगे उस दाग पर जो कभी मिट नहीं सकता। हम बात कर रहे हैं वसुंधरा ओसवाल की, भारतीय मूल के अरबपति और ओसवाल ग्रुप के मालिक पंकज ओसवाल की बेटी। वो लड़की जिसने दुनिया के सबसे बड़े एथेनॉल प्लांट में से एक की स्थापना की थी, लेकिन बीते साल अक्टूबर 2024 में युगांडा में वो लड़की एक भयावह अनुभव से गुजरी।
I was like, okay, what does that have to do with me? Why are you here on my site? And they tell me we're going to do a raid. So I said, do you have a search warrant? क्या आपके पास search warrant है? They were like, no, we don't have. But we are the Ugandan police. We can do anything. You are not in Europe anymore. You are now in Uganda. So I say that you have to wait for my lawyer. My lawyer eventually comes, and even though they don't have a search warrant, I allow them to do the raid. They spend about 3-4 hours doing this raid. They wake up all of our employees that are sleeping. You know, we have 3 shifts. So they wake up the people that were in night shift, knocking on their doors, banging on their doors, you know, looking underneath their bed, looking underneath their blanket. They even went to the roof. They opened the roof up. They looked inside the roof. They sent one guy on top of the roof also to have a look if there's anyone there. They didn't find anything. All right. Then when I'm like, okay, you didn't find anything, so can you please leave now? Because you've disturbed, you know, everyone that was here, and you've basically disturbed me my whole day. They're like, no, you have to come back with us. I'm like, why do I have to come back with you? Then he said, oh, our director at Interpol wants to have a meeting with you. So I say, I don't want to have a meeting with her right now. I can have one tomorrow, or I can have one, you know, later on. I even say that my father can come down instead to meet her. You don't need me, you know, to meet her. Then he says, no, it has to be you, and it has to be right now. So I say, I'm not going with you right now. I've not showered. I've not eaten anything. You know, I've not used the toilet. You've been here at my factory since like 5 a.m. to now it's like 12 p.m. I'm not going anywhere with you. Then they tell me we can do this the hard way, or we can do this the easy way. So I say, what is the hard way? And they say that we can either forcefully take you. So at this point in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm not going to go with these people. I have my parents on the phone. They're screaming at me from the phone saying, don't get in the car. There's something wrong. I don't know why these guys are acting this way. So I asked them, do you have any charges or arrest warrant? And they say, no, we don't have anything. So then I say, then I'm going back home. I'm not coming with you. I'm leaving. After which, one of the male officers, he grabs me and he throws me inside the car. And then there's another, on the other side of the car, when I'm trying to escape, there's this other guy that's standing there with an AK-47 gun, pointing it at me and telling me, don't you dare move from here. So that's how I got picked up from the site. And after that, I get taken to Interpol, where I'm told to write a statement. I tell them I don't want to write a statement, because firstly, you've just picked me up from site, you've kidnapped me, and you've taken me here on a pretext of a meeting when actually you wanted a statement.
बिना किसी वारंट के उसे 1 अक्टूबर को गिरफ्तार कर लिया गया। 3 हफ्तों तक वसुंधरा हिरासत में रही। उनके ऊपर आरोप लगाए गए कि एक शेफ के अपहरण और हत्या का। मगर जब 10 अक्टूबर को वही व्यक्ति तंजानिया में जिंदा पाया गया, तभी भी युगांडा पुलिस ने उन्हें रिहा नहीं किया। 21 अक्टूबर को उन्हें जमानत मिली। इस केस में कई सवाल खड़े किए। क्या यह सिर्फ एक साजिश थी या कोई गहरी सच्चाई छिपाई जा रही थी? वसुंधरा को आर्थिक अपराधों में घसीटा गया, लेकिन मामले में एक पूर्व कर्मचारी की हत्या का आरोप तब कमजोर पड़ा जब वो जिंदा पाया गया। वसुंधरा ओसवाल एक नाम जो बिजनेस इंडस्ट्री में चमकता सितारा था, अब विवादों में घेरा जा चुका था। वसुंधरा जो ओसवाल ग्रुप ग्लोबल का एक महत्वपूर्ण हिस्सा है और अफ्रीका में एथेनॉल उत्पादन के क्षेत्र में क्रांति ला रही है, उनके लिए यह घटना सिर्फ एक कानूनी लड़ाई नहीं, बल्कि उनके हकों और मानवीय गरिमा की लड़ाई भी थी। वसुंधरा की गिरफ्तारी के बाद उनके पिता पंकज ओसवाल ने यूनाइटेड नेशन वर्किंग ग्रुप ऑन आर्बिट्रेरी डिटेंशन में अपील की, जिसमें तुरंत सुनवाई की मांग की गई। सोशल मीडिया पर जारी किए गए बयान में परिवार ने वसुंधरा की मानसिक स्थिति को लेकर भी चिंता जताई। उन्हें एंजाइटी अटैक आया था, लेकिन युगांडा पुलिस ने कोई ध्यान नहीं दिया।
So then what ends up happening is that the director says that, no, you're going to write a statement or you're not going to be let out of here. So I write the statement in hopes that this will end. But it doesn't end. Instead, what they do is they say that now I'm a suspect in the case and I'm going to be detained. I've not read what any of my charges are. I've not read what I'm a suspect of. They just say that you are a suspect, you're going to be detained. So for the night, then they keep me in a cell. I think you've seen the cell pictures also. I sent them to you. So they keep me there, and it's a cell that's infested with urine, feces. You know, no human being wants to be living in something like that. So they keep me there. The next day, I'm told that my parents are working out for a police bond of mine. So we're being extorted for about 30,000 USD they're asking, and they're asking for my passport. We give them both things. We give them the 30,000 USD. We give them my passport. I don't get the police bond. Instead, I'm put back in the same cell. Okay, and now it's past, I think, 48 hours, by which it's illegal to keep me anymore. The next day, we get an unconditional court release order. Even though we show this order to the station, they still don't release me. And after that, they're in contempt of court, basically. But nothing seems to be mattering to them. They keep me in illegal detention for about 72 hours more. And then on Friday evening, at about 5 p.m., they come to collect me, and they tell me that for the first time I'm hearing what my charge is now, that I'm being charged with kidnap with attempt to murder. They then proceed to drive me to the lower level magistrate court in Luero, and they charge me with a capital offense, which is not allowed. They should have taken me to a higher court, actually, if they wanted to do everything with procedure, but there was no procedure being followed. Throughout the time I was in detention, they didn't allow me to have a shower, they didn't provide me any food, they didn't provide me any water. It was my parents that were basically being extorted to bring me food and water inside that cell. There was no one from the authority side that was providing any of these necessities for my living. So after I'm being read my charges in the Luero Magistrate Court, they throw me in Luero prison, which they realize they can only keep me there for 2 days because it's a lower level prison in which they keep petty thieves, people convicted for, let's say, land fraud or, smaller level crimes. After keeping me there for the weekend, they shift me to Nakan, where they keep higher level convicts like murderers, human traffickers, rapists over there. So the next 2 weeks I spend in Nakan prison.
इस घटना ने एक बार फिर अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर पुलिस और कानून व्यवस्था की खामियों को उजागर किया। क्या वसुंधरा की गिरफ्तारी सिर्फ एक दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण गलती थी या इसके पीछे कोई बड़ी साजिश थी? ये सवाल अभी भी हवा में तैर रहे हैं। क्या आपको लगता है कि वसुंधरा को न्याय मिलेगा? क्या युगांडा पुलिस पर उठे ये सवाल कभी शांत होंगे? ये कहानी अब तक अधूरी है और जवाबों का इंतजार है। ब्यूरो रिपोर्ट, क्राइम तक।